Hello, thank you for calling.
Thank you for answering. Well, I'm from Chihuahua, Mexico, like the dog. It sounds kind of weird, but it is a city.
Okay.
And
we know.
I recently had a daughter. She's going to be 1 year old in the 16th of this month.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Martin. And I do know that you, Russell, you grew up in an atheist household or not religious.
Right.
At least, okay. I don't know about you, Martin, but
I grew up I had a Christian upbringing.
okay, great. So I'm an atheist, and everybody in my family is Catholic.
I've heard that about Mexico.
Of course, yes. Everybody's Catholic, except for me and my baby's mother, which is great because we're on an agreement and we know we don't want our daughter to be Catholic or anything else. If she doesn't want to, of course, but if she wants to, that's fine. And that's where my question is going. I don't know if we're going to take the approach of not even acknowledging that everybody's Catholic, or our families are going to do that even we don't want to.
My first question would be, are you facing a lot of pressure from your family, both sides, about your child's religious upbringing at the moment? Or is it an uncomfortable topic of conversation that you have with them?
Do they know that you're
we're
atheist?
both really open about being atheist.
Okay.
Everybody knows that.
Okay.
My mom is the most religious out of my two parents. Her mom maybe as well, and well, actually no, her dad. But anyway, they're both families are really Catholic. They don't talk to us about that, and we make fun of some things, and they just don't talk about it because they know how we think. But they're starting to push about when is she going to get baptized.
Okay.
I kind of look like Jesus, and my name is Jesus. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a hell to go through that. So they're saying like she's going to grow up seeing Jesus in our house. My mom and my dad have these images, the Last Supper and all that stuff. And they're saying that I should go to church because I get invited really often to do the crucifixion and that kind of thing because I look like Jesus. So they want me to be that person who's going to take her to church because I kind of look like him.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. It's bizarre.
It's tough.
Well, Jesus, if I'm hearing you right, I think there are actually two very distinct questions you asked there. One of them is, how are you going to introduce the topic of religion to her as she gets old enough to understand it? And the other is, how are you going to deal with parents pressuring you to do something that you want to do and trying to kind of throw their weight around and contradict the thing, whatever it is you decide to do with your own daughter?
Yes, and that's actually the contest because my main question was, what do you think about people being innately, I don't know, more prone to believe these things? I don't know if she's going to be like that. I don't know if she's going to think what me and her mom think about the issue. I don't know.
I'm going to say just a quick thing from the standpoint of not being a parent, but my quick suggestion would be, at the very least, you could always make sure that she knows as she's growing up that she can ask you and your wife any question she wants, and she doesn't have to be worried or afraid or embarrassed about whatever it might be, that she can always ask you anything and you'll be totally upfront and sincere with her. And you're happy to talk about anything with her, if it's that subject, or anything else, right? But that subject in particular, just say, look, you can always come to us. Your decisions are your decisions, but you know, we'll always give you the benefit of our opinions and our thoughts and advice if you want it. That's my suggestion. Now over to the actual parent. Yeah.
Well, I don't quite believe that it's right to say that people are prone to be religious or not be religious. I think people, kids are prone to be social and generally go along with what they're told. And it's not until much later in life that they start to strongly develop their own opinions about things that might contradict stuff that they've been told. But a kid who is, I mean, there's the obvious fact that most people who are raised in the household with a particular religion are overwhelmingly likely to just pick up the religion of their parents. So the question about what your daughter is going to believe, you've actually touched on a bit of a pet peeve of mine that I hear from a lot of atheist parents, which is, well, I don't really want to, impose my beliefs on her, so maybe I just shouldn't tell her anything. And I'm like, that's nonsense. You're her dad. You're the #1 biggest influence on her life. And part of your job as a parent is to make sure that she has as complete a set of information about the world as she needs to grow up as a productive adult. So you're not doing her any favors by hiding your beliefs. The nicest thing you can do for her is say, look, you are your own person and you can choose to believe or not believe the things that I have told you. But, if you don't tell her about religion, then the first place she's going to hear it is from her grandparents. And they're not going to be nice to your point of view.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, look, there is a belief about this magic man in the sky called God who can do everything, and there's this book that was written a long time ago, and I don't believe any of it is true. But your grandparents do believe it, and they're going to talk to you about it a lot. Mm-hmm. So I know that you will make the best decision. That kind of trust will tend to make your kid trust you back. But she could grow up and be religious, and that's okay, because you'll still love her like you love her parents, or your parents, already.
Of course, yes.
As far as church goes, I wouldn't let your parents take her away and bring her to church behind your back. But I would certainly say it's okay to just take her to church with your parents and observe what happens at the service and talk to her about it and discuss the things that you may or may not agree with.
Well, I was thinking about that because, as I'm saying, everybody, even me, I went to Catholicism, or I don't know how it's called in the States, but I guess she's going to go, at least, or she's going to know about it, and all of her friends are going to do that thing, and they're going to be on weekends at the church, and she's not. I don't know how she's going to feel about being that outcast, I think.
Well, you can't know in advance how she's going to feel, because everybody's different. But when she grows up enough to talk to you about her feelings, then you can listen and be supportive and be a good dad.
But that is a thing to think about, though, because as you mentioned, kids being very social, and she will get to a certain point where if it's known that she's the only kid in her class who's not a regular church attendee, that could lead to just bullying or anything else. Just these regular little cruelties that kids are capable of, and so that could just be she'll be different. And being different is, never a good thing. So that is at least something to think about, and maybe, think about some preparatory strategies for addressing if it ever comes up.
Okay.
Well, that was my question. More or less, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, good luck to you. You'll need it, like all parents do. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, and keep up the good work. I love the show.
Well,
thank you.
Thanks so much, and again, best wishes to